Hi, thank you for joining me today. We are going to be doing a workout specifically for balance. So I know that's a complaint I hear from quite a few people. So we're going to do some simple exercises that you can just do at home to help with your balance every day. So I have a chair close. I would recommend having a chair, a kitchen counter, a bathroom counter, even just the wall would be fine. But since we are working on balance, it's always nice to have something like this close. Okay, so start with your feet hip distance apart. Look down at your toes. And first, let's talk about posture a little bit, which is really important when it comes to balance. So try to draw your feet forward so that they're in parallel. It might be that you find your feet are very turned out, and that happens sometimes the less balance we have. Our feet can compensate by turning out because it gives us a wider base of support. So over time, what we want is to start to draw them forward again. Now, what can happen though when you bring your toes forward is you can sometimes go into this knock-kneed position if you're not used to it. So I want you to think about your toes being forward, but then trying to bring your knees so that they're in line with your second toes. So if you can't come all the way forward with your toes, that's okay. I just want you to start to think about it, okay? So start to think about your toes being forward. Your knees are over your second toes, so they're not rotating in, and you have this spiral around your thighs, wrapping outward. So we're trying to prevent everything from doing this and collapsing. I want to think of everything as kind of spiraling and being tall. So I know that might seem like a new concept, but just start to be aware of how your feet are landing when they hit the ground, okay? So we'll start with the toes facing forward, and we're going to raise up onto a calf raise and then come back down. So you exhale, lift, inhale, lower. You don't need to go fast. Actually, slow is sometimes a little bit better for control. But balance issues can stem from many different things. But one thing we do know is that the stronger you are in your leg muscles in general, that will help your balance. So this isn't an exercise routine necessarily for a vertigo type of issue. If you know you have inner ear disturbances, those kind of things that affect balance, that you'll want to see a professional for who can help with rehab in that area. This is more kind of for general balance concerns. If you have found your balance getting a little bit less over the past years for any reason, if you have felt weak, this can definitely help with those balance issues, okay? So let's do one more. I want you to lift up, stay here, and we're gonna hold it. And maybe you can bring one arm out in front of you. Maybe you can bring the other arm out, and it's okay if you can't. And let's do 5 more of the calf raises, lowering and lifting. So if it's hard for you to lift both arms, maybe you practice just lifting one arm just barely, maybe just fingertips off. Maybe you can lift both arms, but for just one repetition. Just see what you can do for today. Let's do one more. Nice job. And then hands lower down. So if you need to, you can turn with both hands, of course, on the counter. I'll stay turned this way so that you can see me. So what we're going to do now are some squats. So you're going to have your feet in the same position, and you're just going to do a little sit back and back up. So I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see me here, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm sitting my hips down and back up. Down and back up. So we're just going to do a few of these because what I'm going to do is turn it into a functional exercise with my chair. You'll see. So if you don't have a chair close, you'll probably want one for this next little piece. Okay, one more. Nice job. Now, what we're going to do is walk around to the front of your chair. And again, have your arms out in front of you. And what you're going to do is sit back till you're sitting down in the chair and then raise back up. All right, so this is what the exercise would look like ultimately, that you can sit down and come up without help. I know when there's balance issues or weakness that this is hard. So what you would do is bring your hands behind you, help to slow your descent down, then see if you can come up on your own. Another option is to stagger your feet slightly, bring one forward and one back, okay? And this will make it a little bit easier if that feels really scary to you to come up and down. And then if you are staggering your feet, practice a few with the feet in the other direction. And we'll just do 2 more. Arms can always be by your sides again, either one. Last one, all the way up. Nice job. Very good. Okay, so you can walk around. So these are all things that I want you to know you can do any time of the day. And I recommend sometimes doing them when you are waiting for your coffee to brew in the morning. If you're watching TV, maybe every commercial break, stand up and do a few of these. You want to incorporate them into your daily routine. Okay, so let's stand with your feet underneath your hips again. I want you to feel really heavy in that left foot. Grow nice and tall, because what you're going to do is lift the right foot off. Yes, we are balancing on one leg. Okay, just see how that feels. Let's do the other side. Lift out of the hip. What I mean by that is I don't want this. I don't want you sinking into the hip. So lift up nice and tall. All right, we're going to go back to the other leg now that you know what's coming. So plant the left foot. Lift the right leg. If you need to, you can have toes on the ground. All right, you're doing what works for you. If you need to, you can kind of wrap it around the other leg. Ultimately, you would want to just let it float. If this is okay for you, maybe you can lift the hand off. If that's okay for you, close your eyes. That's the ultimate test. Closing your eyes. We're going to stay here about 10 more seconds. See, I get much more wobbly when I close my eyes. We rely on our vision for our balance, so it's always good to practice taking that vision away. Nice, let's do the other side. So right foot again, you want to feel heavy in that leg. Lift up out of the hip, hand on the counter just to see how you're going to respond. And then start to kind of see, make sure the hips are in line, right? And then maybe the hand can come off. Maybe you can close your eyes. Or maybe you just need to leave the toes down. Maybe you just need to leave fingertips near the chair or the counter. Let's do about 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. All right, so bring the leg down, shake it out if you need. Hand up, hang on to the counter again, right leg off, and you're just going to do a side lift. And lift. So we mentioned strength and how important it is. I could have you balance on one leg all day, and yes, that would practice your balance, but without strengthening the muscles in that leg and in your core, it won't necessarily get a lot better over time. So we do all of these things combined, which is what's really going to help. Think tall here too, not letting yourself lean over. 3 more. 2, 1. Nice job. So turn and face the counter if you aren't already. And I want you to kick the leg back. Back. So this isn't as big a motion. Relax your toes on that left leg. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Let's do a side lift on the left. So I'll just turn around. You know what's coming. You can still watch me here. So when you're ready, lift the leg out, in, out, in. Keep that belly button pulled in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Turn and face the chair. Leg's going to lift behind you. So you only lift as much as your back doesn't arch at all. Keep a slight bend on that standing leg. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Stand here and just do a little bit, kind of this running in place motion. This is going to give you a nice little stretch for your feet and your toes. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Great. So that is a short routine that you can do any time of day. Just make sure you have something close to you to hold on to. And I hope that helps you feel more comfortable with your balance. I'll see you next time.